You trust medical facilities across the D.C. area with your life, literally, and they often rely on technology to save it. But patients at one major D.C. hospital and several other local facilities claim that one form of technology used put them at risk. 7 on your side, I-Team investigator Josie Sturman here to explain how. Josie.
Well, Leon, it's called video remote interpreting, basically like a webcam that hospitals can use to help deaf patients deal with an interpreter who is off-site. But monitors like this one can be hard to see if you're laying down in a hospital bed, and you can't always count on them. So some say they should not be used when lives are on the line. Carrie St. Cyr is deaf, but when it comes to standing up for herself, she can make plenty of noise without saying a word.
You know, we're talking about 2 lives, my life and my baby's life.
Having her baby born 10 weeks premature was scary enough. Worse, St. Cyr says, was 16 hours of labor with no interpreter.
I knew that that was a violation of my human rights.
And it happened at one of D.C.'s leading hospitals, George Washington University. Instead of sending someone in person to sign for St. Cyr, lawsuit filings obtained by the ABC7 I-Team show the hospital supplied technology, a video remote interpreter. But St. Cyr claims the computer kept turning off and she couldn't see it at crucial points, like during her epidural.
That was really the moment where I felt completely powerless.
I'm thankful that I'm alive.
Robbie Carmichael says George Washington University Hospital's use of VRI put her at risk after neck surgery. She says as she strained to see the monitor while groggy in recovery, she busted open her stitches.
They had an odd expression on their face, and they said, "Why is your neck bleeding?"
They do not see the issue of providing interpreters as civil rights.
But the National Association of the Deaf does. It's filed suit claiming George Washington University Hospital discriminated against them, violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. The ABC7 I-Team found more than 20 medical facilities have been targeted by the Department of Justice for similar problems in the last 3 years, 7 right here in the D.C. area.
Denying people the ability to get medical care, it's not an option.
Settlements the ABC7 I-Team found show Virginia facilities have paid big in deaf discrimination cases brought by the DOJ. Commonwealth Rehab in Fairfax paid $160,000 in damages last March. In 2013, Dominion Hospital and Falls Church agreed to pay more than $50,000 in its federal case.
We're talking about life and death decisions. Does that make it worse that these are the people not complying?
It does make it worse. This is a basic need.
In its private case, George Washington said it couldn't comment in detail because of the lawsuit and privacy laws, but that it believes it met its legal obligation to provide accommodations.
In 16 hours, it took them 16 hours to finally get an interpreter on site.
No excuses for that?
No, there is no excuse for that.
Advocates tell us that the requirements for what hospitals and medical facilities have to do to accommodate deaf and hard of hearing patients need some clarification from the DOJ. Go to our website right now to find out why and to read the complete list of settlements from across the country of cases that have settled with the DOJ. In the newsroom, Josie Sturman, ABC7 News.
All right, thank you, Josie.